Numbers 21. Arad destroyed. When the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was coming along the road to Arathim, he attacked the Israelites and captured some of them. Then Israel made this vow to the Lord: "If you would deliver these people into our hands, we will totally destroy their cities." The Lord listened to Israel's plea and gave the Canaanites over to them. They completely destroyed them in their towns, so the place was named Hormah, bronze snake. They traveled from Mount Hor along the route to the Red Sea to go around Edom. But the people grew impatient on the way. They spoke against God and against Moses and said, "Why have you brought us out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no bread. There is no water, and we detest this miserable food." Then the Lord sent venomous snakes among them, and they bit the people, and many Israelites died. The people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned when we spoke against the Lord and against you. Pray that the Lord will take the snakes away from us." So Moses prayed for the people. The Lord said to Moses, "Make a snake and put it on a pole. Anyone who is bitten can look at it and live." So Moses made a bronze snake, put it on a pole. When anyone was bitten by the snake, they looked at the bronze snake and lived. The journey to Moab. The Israelites moved on and camped at Abath. Then they set out from Abath, camped in Abarim, in the wilderness that faces Moab towards the sunrise. From there they moved on and camped in Zered Valley. They set out from there and camped along the Arnon, which is in the wilderness extended to the Amorite territory. The Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. That is why the book of wars of the Lord says, Zahab and Supah and the ravine, the Arnon, and the slopes of the ravines that lead to the settlement of Ar and lie along the border of Moab. From there they continue on to Beer. And where the Lord said to Moses, "Gather the people together, I will give them water." Then Israel sang this song: "Spring up a well, sing about it, about the well that the princes dug, that the nobles of the people sang, the nobles with scepters and staves." And they went up from the wilderness of Mattanah, from Mattanah to Nahaliel, from Nahaliel to Bamoth, from Bamoth to the valley in Moab, where the top of the Pisgah overlooks the wasteland. Defeat of Sihon and Og. Israelites sent messengers to Sihon, king of Amorites. "Let us pass through your country. We will not turn aside into any field or vineyard or drink the water from the well. We will travel along the king's highway until we have passed through your territory." But Sihon would not let Israel pass through his territory. He mustered the entire army and marched out against the wilderness against Israel. When he reached Jahaz, he fought with Israel. Israel, however, put him to the sword and took over his land from Arnon to the Jabbok, but only as far as the Ammonites, because their border was fortified. Israel captured all those cities of the Amorites and occupied them, including Heshbon and all its surrounding settlements. Heshbon was the city of the king of Amorites, who fought against the former king of Moab, and had taken from him all the land as far as the Arnon. That is why the poet says, "Come to Heshbon and let it be rebuilt. Let Shihon city be restored." Fire went out from Heshbon, a blaze from the city of Sihon. It consumed Ar of Moab. The citizens of Arnon's heights, woe to you, Moab! You are destroyed, people of Chemosh. He has given up his sons as fugitive and his daughters as captives to the Shihon king of the Amorites. But we have overthrown them. Heshbon dominion has been destroyed all the way to Dibon. We have abolished them as far as Nophah. which extends to Medeba. So Israel settled in the land of the Amorites. After Moses had sent spies to Jazer, the Israelites captured its surrounding settlements and drove out the Amorites who were there. Then they turned and went up along the road towards Bashan, and Og, king of Bashan, and his whole army marched out to meet them in the battle of Edrei. The Lord said to Moses, "Do not be afraid of him, for I have delivered him to your hands along with the whole army and his land to do what you did to Sihon, king of Amorites, who reigns in Heshbon." So they struck him down, together with his sons and his whole army, leaving them no survivors, and they took possession of his land.